welcome back to the news at 10. Well, the Delta State government is taking the challenge of improving education within the state seriously, and this explains why Governor Emmanuel Uduaghan has embarked on the rehabilitation of 5 ultra-modern colleges within the Warri metropolis.
The carnival-like atmosphere speaks a lot about the excitement of these teachers and students. The governor, traditional chiefs and other guests are here to commission an ultra-modern 64 classroom block and a mini stadium in Nana College.
We formally commissioned this school for the use of our children. We have done the last thing we can do. All this work we have done there. It's not left for you to grasp this place. That is one. 2, it's also left for you to ensure that the school is fair play.
It's the same in 4 schools in Warri. Governor Emmanuel Uduaghan is, however, asking the people to reciprocate government's gesture by ensuring that the buildings, including the classrooms, fittings and the environment, are maintained and always kept clean.
Let us keep an eye on the school so that it will remain as new as possible. We shall be doing regular rehabilitation and renovation and repainting. We need the facilities to be intact.
Those whose task it is to impart knowledge look forward to the changes that these reformations will bring. The Delta State government needs some reciprocation. The teachers should in turn take their jobs more seriously, while the students should avail themselves of the opportunities that their refurbished schools offer by making sure they study harder.
Now, more than 500 farmers in Nasarawa State, north-central Nigeria, have been trained in rice production technology under the state's rice post-harvest processing and marketing pilot project. The state governor, Tanko Almakura, made this disclosure during the inauguration of the incubation plant for the project in Lafia, the state capital. Governor Almakura added that the purpose of establishing the plant is to improve the quality of domestic rice, with a view to sustaining food security, broadening employment opportunities, and creating wealth. Now, shareholders of Fidelity Bank PLC may soon be getting better returns on their investments, as the bank has declared its intentions to pay higher dividends in the future. At a valedictory and welcome dinner in honor of the outgoing and incoming managing directors of the bank in Lagos, southwest Nigeria, the new leader promised to build on the foundation laid by his predecessor to take the bank to the next level.
The management, staff, shareholders and friends of Fidelity Bank are gathered at the Eko Hotel Suites in Lagos to send forth the outgoing managing director and welcome the new leadership. Exactly 10 years ago, the pioneer managing director was succeeded by Reginald Ihijahi, who in the face of challenges led the bank to what it is today.
We have, with the executive and board, built a strong brand, and I think that's the most important thing. A band of professional people, technically competent, sensitive to the needs of the customers, and clearly with an eye to the future. So we are grateful that this day has come.
While thanking him for his meritorious service, the bank takes a look ahead, with the new managing director guaranteeing a brighter future.
Shareholders of Fidelity Bank can expect that we will maintain the culture of steady payment of dividend. In the last 8 years, Fidelity has paid dividend without fail. We do not intend to discontinue that culture. Instead, our vision is to make sure that they do not only get dividends, they get higher dividends than they've been getting in the past.
The chairman of the board is certain that the new MD is capable of delivering on his promise.
Fidelity is at a very good peak. He has a very responsive staff. He has a very caring board. The board is willing to give him all the resources that is necessary to get Fidelity to the next level. So as far as we are concerned, we know that the objectives will be achieved.
The management and board of directors are also confident that they are well positioned for continued progress and success of the bank.
All right, and for the rest of the business news, Joker Rogers will be joining us shortly.
Thank you, Jamal. Welcome to Business News. Nigerian foreign exchange reserves are down 6.75% month on month. Data released by the Central Bank of Nigeria showed that the reserves currently stand at $40.25 billion, well, they've fallen 15% in the last 1 year, with a $47.34 billion value exactly a year ago. The reserve stood at $43.18 billion this time last month. Nigeria's Apex Bank has been burning its forex reserves in a bid to defend the naira, which has been under pressure from importers and foreign investors selling frontier assets. Meanwhile, interbank lending rates eased slightly to an average of 10.75% from 11% last week. Core money closed flat at 11%. Overnight placement fell to 10.75% from 11%, while the secured open buyback rate eased to 10.5% from 11% last week. Dealers expect rates to rise next week as the CBN debits banks' accounts for the cash reserve requirement on public sector deposits. Also, they're expecting that if the regulator intensifies the issuing of OMO debt notes next week, overnight lending rates could rise to between 11 and 12%. And staying with the money markets, yields on treasury bills are expected to rise next week as the central bank tightens liquidity to boost the naira, but bond yields might drop on renewed buying from local pension funds. The local currency has been under pressure since the suspension of Central Bank Governor Lamido Sanusi last week as offshore investors offload their Nigerian debt and equities. Yields on OMO bills have gone up to around 13.1% from 12% as the regulator increased the treasury bill sales to mop up liquidity from the market. The yields on the 7-year bond fell to 13.89% today, down 86 basis points from a week ago. The 3-year bond also dropped from 13.9% to 13.83%. Meanwhile, the naira opened 0.42% down today at 165.60 against the world's benchmark currency after rising demand at the interbank market soaked up available bonds sold by the central bank the previous day. Now, the central bank intervened for the third day this week, that's on Thursday, with dollar sales at the interbank market, but that move was outweighed by strong demand for the greenback. The local currency weakened further to touch 165.85 naira. Dealers anticipate that the naira will stabilize in the week ahead as the central bank is likely to continue its support for the currency, which has come under increased pressure. While the broad index at the local bourse is up 1.73%, crossing the psychological 39,000 points, BC Coker has other closing figures for Friday.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Markets Reports. The last trading day for the week ended upbeat as the benchmark index crossed the 39,000 psychological level once again. The key board index appreciated by 1.73% to 39,558.89. Market capitalization also grew to 12.73 trillion naira. The rise of the index is attributed to gains recorded by some bellwethers, including Nestle, Guinness, and Nigerian breweries. On the flip side, Cement Company of Northern Nigeria, Flour Mills of Nigeria, and Portland Paints were Friday's top losers. On the volume chart, Africa Prudentials pulled the highest number of units at 121.33 million. When trading came to a halt for the week, volume was higher at 479.43 million units and valued at 12.75 billion naira. And that's a wrap on the stock market reports. I am BC Coker.
Thank Thank you, Bisi. That's Business News on the news at 10. Ijoma returns in just a moment.